So you've bought Ghost Hunters Corp and you're getting absolutely destroyed. Well, don't worry, I've got you back. Here are 10 tips and tricks to help you be a better exorcist. If you haven't watched some of my guided walkthroughs already, I will link those down in the description. Well, let's get straight into the tips and tricks. Tip number 1. Choose your difficulty wisely. There are 3 difficulties as of now: Simple, Paranormal Investigator, and Extreme. On Simple, the ghosts are quite chill, you only have to get between 2 and 3 pieces of evidence. On Paranormal Investigator, you have to get between 3 and 5 pieces of evidence, so the ghosts are far more aggressive. On Extreme, the ghosts are still as aggressive, but you don't get any starting equipment, so you have to bring your own, which you risk losing and having to rebuy should you fail. You do get between 2 and 4 pieces of evidence on Extreme. It's worth noting that the higher the difficulty, the much better rewards in terms of money and XP. Start low and work up. Tip number 2. You can easily identify the ghost category using your eyes and ears if you know what to look for. There are currently 5 ghost categories. Shadows, they are pitch black and sometimes a little bit transparent. The children category, they have a unique model, they can sing, and they are a little bit smaller than the rest. The Revenant, Revenants can only crawl, look out for a ghost only crawling for the whole mission. The Demon is iconic based on its laugh, a deep, evil, booming cackle. Can you hear me? We got a demon! We got a demon! Buckle up! And if it's none of them, you're likely dealing with a poltergeist, the 5th category. Tip number 3. The evidence that you gather during the mission determines the exorcism steps. It's worth noting that these steps can be completed in any order, you just need to do them all. If you do complete an exorcism step successfully, you will notice a white puff of smoke with red and blue trails and a very distinct audio cue. Nice, nice. If you do attempt a step and don't notice this, you might need to go back and check your evidence. Something may be wrong. Tip number 4. Protecting yourself. There are currently 2 protection items in the game that you will need to help you stay alive. These are the Statue of Mary and the Crucifix. They both work in a similar way, they both repel the ghost. It's worth noting that the Crucifix works both in your hand and on the ground, but the Statue of Mary only works on the ground. They both have a limited use as well. As of now, this is 60 seconds, and when their uses have been depleted, they both go grey. They do change visually. It's also important to know that they both only work against specific ghost types. The Crucifix can repel poltergeists, shadows, and demons, where it's extra effective against demons. The Statue of Mary, on the other hand, only works against revenants and the children category, where it's extra effective against the children. Tip number 5. Doors are very important when you are trying to escape the ghost. If you close the door behind you and hold it shut and the ghost is on the other side, they will not be able to pass. They will have to bash down the door, and it will take 5 hits for them to bash it down, allowing you to regain your sprint so that you can reach another safe spot, i.e. a door or a protection item. You can also just close the door behind you and start to run off, and the ghost will not be able to pass for 2 or 3 seconds, allowing you to get a little bit of a head start. My big tip for the doors would be to leave them open as you pass them, because then when you're being chased, you only have to focus on closing them behind you. Also stops you getting cornered if you're not sure if it's a push or pull door. Totally been there. Tip number 6. The ghosts can hear you. Try asking them some questions, and you can address them with either spirit or ghost. Some of my favourites are "Can you come here?" "Can you come here please?" Ooh. If I'm using the spirit box, I ask, "Can you hear me?" "Can you hear me?" We have as a demon, and we have EMF 3-4. Or if I'm trying to get some writing, I will ask, "Can you write in the book?" Can you write in the book? They stole the pencil, so it's going to be holy water or the pentacle. You can also say, "I am friendly, I come in peace." Use at your own risk. Experiment with some other questions and see what you can find out. Tip number 7. Upgraded equipment. Once you have purchased some equipment from the ghost markets, at any point during a mission, you can go back to the back of the van, use the monitor, and bring in your own equipment. Some of this equipment is a direct upgrade from the originals that you are given for free on the first 2 difficulties. For example, the base neutrino gun runs out of ammo, but the one you bring in does have a generator that does replenish ammo over time. The instant camera you bring in has 5 shots instead of 2 compared to the base version. The photo camera you bring in has 5 shots instead of 3 compared to the base version, and there are some other items that have more upgrades. Get experimenting. Tip number 8. Cursed or occult objects and why they're useful. From experience, there are at least 2 cursed objects per mission, and you can detect them using either the MEL meter or the occult sniffer, and you're looking for a spike in occult energy. Once you have successfully ID'd them, you can pick them up and bring them back to the van for more money at the end of the mission. Sometimes you also need to look for the cursed object that gives off the biggest occult energy reading using the MEL meter in order to destroy this with the neutrino gun as part of an exorcism step. It's also worth noting that cursed objects can be invisible. You will normally get at least 1 per mission. These are invisible to the naked eye, however, using the photo camera, you can detect them inside and outside of night vision. You then need to flash it with the instant camera, which does make it a physical object. You can then pick this up and bring it back to the van, just like the other cursed objects. Tip number 9. The photo cam is the MVP. Outside of being able to take photos, the photo camera is very useful. It will allow you to see things that are normally invisible to the naked eye, both inside and outside of night vision. Examples of some of these things are the ghost. You will always be able to see the ghost using the photo camera. Invisible writing or drawing on the wall that you won't always be able to see with your eye. Ghost orbs in the summoning pentacle, which may indicate the haunting origin room. Or invisible cursed objects that again you can't always see with your eye. The photo camera will also go really glitchy when the ghost is nearby, allowing you to know when you're not alone, which can help with getting some pieces of evidence. Tip number 10. Photos. Don't forget to take them for loads of extra money. Things that you can take a photo of are the ghost, cursed objects, invisible cursed objects, ghost writing, wall writing or drawing, the haunting origin room once you find the ghost orbs, and the summoning pentacle. It's also worth mentioning that unique photos will only give you money, so if you already have a ghost photo, for example, there is no need to try and take another one. Another important thing worth mentioning is that if you do have more than 1 photo opportunity in frame, you can actually encapsulate them both in one photo. For example, if you've got the ghost and ghost writing in the same frame, take 1 photo and it will reward you for both. That way you can save your photos, as you do only have 10 slots. You will be surprised how much extra money you will start to get at the end of missions if you start taking some good photos. That's 10 tips and tricks from me to help you improve at Ghost Hunters Corp. If you did find this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. I do also have some guides already on my channel if you do want to check them out. Thank you for watching as always, take care of yourself and I will catch you soon.